Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games, and we'll start with EVE Online. But first of all, that's basically all I managed to do is a little bit of EVE Online, and the main culprit has been my work. It's been extremely busy, and despite the fact that it's only been a 4-day work week because the 21st of July is like national holiday here in Belgium, it was by far the hardest and busiest week for me this year so far at my job. Mostly, I would say also because most of my colleagues have been taking their summer breaks around this week because they only have to take 4 days off in order to get a full week. And so that's a little bit of an advantage that a lot of them have taken advantage of. As a result, I've had to work super hard, and I only got a little bit of energy to do a little bit of EVE Online, and that is basically it, unfortunately. Maybe quickly also my expectations. Next week is still going to be a really difficult one because there's still a lot of people that will be on holidays, and the 2 weeks after that should be a little bit better. We should see quite a few people come back, and we should be at like normal amounts for everyone, I hope. And after that, I actually have 2 weeks off, although I will probably need those to rest up a little bit as well. So don't expect anything too major, basically, for the rest of the summer. I am going to try to manage all of it, which is not always that easy. When it comes to EVE Online, a little bit more of the same. I have been digesting the new PC. Basically, I'm starting to get used to playing on the client at 4K with the new UI. Still some stuff that I need to fully get back in order, but it is starting to work. I sold everything, almost everything from the Tech 2 ships except for one logistics cruiser, but everything has sold very quickly as well. Really nice margins, some of them almost doubled my ISK in these stealth bombers especially. That has been very profitable, and I'm basically ready to do another round of trades when I see the right opportunities. Unfortunately, at the moment, the war has kept price of Tech 2 ships up a little bit, so there's no real opportunities there, and we're basically a little bit too late, I think, to take advantage of the proving grounds that have been announced so far. We'll see what I can manage to do, and I'm definitely planning to join that new proving ground as well, 5-way free-for-all in destroyers. That's super affordable, super easy to get into, I think, so that's one that I'm definitely planning to jump into, although I said that as well for the cruisers, and that still hasn't happened, but we have time. It looks like those filaments last for quite a bit longer than just the days that you have between the start of events, so that's good news. I may jump into that when I find the energy to do so. As always in EVE Online, when I need to relax, it's a little bit of exploration, and so that's exactly what I did. Tried out the Ashimu, very interesting, super cheap, like maybe a third of the price of a Gila and an Ishtar or something like that. Very cheap, and it's still capable of running all of these sites, although you have to be a little bit more careful because you don't have extra room for more drones. So it's not like you can have both small and medium drones. You of course want the maximum damage output, I think, so we're taking full medium drones. And then the lasers, well, it's very satisfying when you can one-shot some of those frigates. That just speeds things along quite nicely with your beam lasers. On the other hand, of course, when the tracking disruption hits, it becomes a bit of a pain in the butt, and then you have to do a little bit of flying, a little bit more manual managing in order to get through the site. But it works. It has a very strong tank, actually, for the cost. I'm pretty impressed with how well it held on in that second room of the Vigil. And then you have to use some tricks perhaps from time to time, take out the loot pinata and then warp out of the site, come back 3-4 minutes later, and you get to loot that way as well. So it's entirely possible to run all of these sites without problems, without big problems in the Ashimu. It's never going to be as efficient as the Gila or as the Ishtar, but I like it for the cost, and I like it because it looks really amazing. So this is something that I still want to do. There's some more ships that I want to test as well in exploration. Of course, one of them is the Stormbringer, but that is still crazy expensive at the moment. So we went back for some blueprint copies as well. I actually let that lapse for a couple of days because of the new PC. I was really trying to focus on getting comfortable playing at 4K with the UI and things like that. But we're back, put up a full set of contracts, and it's been going really well. structure BPCs, normal prices, normal turnover. Carriers are not doing that well, but then we have two really good parts for my BPCs, which is the freighters. They're going for very high prices, and the dreadnoughts, those are kind of crazy from time to time. 20 million and more for a BPC, that is a lot of ISK that you get for not a lot of effort. So we're back on that routine as well. And well, the moon mining, perhaps I'm kind of hoping that when we gather some of those materials, it will be for the long haul. Right now it's not worth a lot, but CCP has that on the radar if I'm not mistaken, and so perhaps at some point we'll see a change coming to the game that will make everything that you grab from moon mining now a lot more valuable all of a sudden. It could be worth it to spend some time in that as well. Looking forward to the next proving grounds, and of course it is summertime, so I would say that just like I'm going to do now, enjoy that, try to relax, try to build up your energy again. These are difficult times, especially here in Belgium. Looks like we're working on a second wave of the virus, unfortunately, so I'm actually like mentally preparing for a fall that'll be more of the same, with actually a lockdown potentially, and not going back to work, which I'm actually starting to really miss. I'm missing going back to the office, seeing the colleagues, things like that. It's a completely different environment than being home basically all the time for months on end. But it'll work out, of course. I have a couple of weeks off coming as well, after just a few more weeks of doing my best, and then hopefully I'll find some time for something extra as well, and make more videos for you guys. That was my last week in games. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.